It's come out. We was kind of all expecting it. Santi Cazorla's out for the rest of the season. His return date to fitness was getting further and further away. It was kind of predictable. We knew this was going to happen. And it's a conversation I have all the time with my friends. It's easy to look at Arsenal's team, look at Alexis Sanchez and say, he's their best player. He probably is our best player, but Santi Cazorla's our most important. I know you're probably thinking, best, important, what's the difference? Here's an example. Say at Manchester United, everyone will say, Ibrahimovic, what he's doing this season, he's their best player. He's winning them all these games. But if you ask a Man United fan, I have a few friends who are Man United fans, you ask them, if there's one player they don't want to lose, it's David De Gea. He's their most important player. Ibra's scoring them up there, winning the game. De Gea's making big saves at the other end to win games too. He's their most important player. The same with Chelsea. You look at Chelsea's team, Hazard, people try to say is on Gareth Bale's level or Neymar's level, which I think that's a bit too early to be saying that. He definitely ain't on Messi or Ronaldo's level. Let's just fucking get that out of the way. But he's Chelsea's best player, but their most important player would be Kante. And then say with like Manchester City, Aguero, probably he's a top 3 striker in the world. Suarez, Lewandowski, Aguero. You can't really take them apart. Apart from Suarez, who is the number 1, Lewandowski, Aguero, I don't know who's better. So there's an argument to say he's their best player, but their most important, Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, these guys that make the team tick. Even another suggestion for their most important player would be Vincent Kompany. I mean, he's hardly kicked a ball for 2 years, and their defence has looked shit. You can see how important he is when he's not there. Their defence looks laughable sometimes. It's easy to subjectively just sit back, look at our squad. The neutral fan will say, Alexis Sanchez is their best player. But there is a difference between best and most important. Let's just have it right. We've been awful since Cazorla got injured. Not just this season, but last season too. He's got injuries around the same point in the last 2 years. Around that October-November period, he's picked up injuries. And from that point, we don't play the same. It's very, very noticeable when he's not there. From the point of him getting injured, there's no flow from our defence to our attack. He's kind of that link in between. Everything that runs through him is just fluid. It's just natural. And we don't really have another player like that in our squad. Well, I guess we do. Jack Wilshere is out on loan. You know, they both have that quick feet, that similar playing style where they could have that burst of acceleration, get around 1 or 2 players like that. So yeah, in terms of that, Wilshere is similar, playing from that deeper role. But there's no one else in the team that can do what Cazorla does. I mean, him getting injured again is very worrying. I'm just looking at his appearances. The first season we got him, 2012-2013, he played 49 games. Second season, 46. Third season, 53. And then last season, just 21. And this season, just 11. I mean, that is worrying. That is very worrying when you consider he's going to be 33 in December. You know, he's not young anymore. That's 2 serious injuries. Can we trust his fitness anymore? I really don't know. And when you get them Achilles injuries, you've seen players go downhill fucking quickly. Arteta, for example, he was our captain. When we first got him and Song in there, when Van Persie scored 30 goals in, 38 games in the league, Arteta was excellent. Then his Achilles started going, and he just looked like he lost it overnight. Like, it was sad to watch. He really did just lose it overnight. Obviously, Santi Cazorla is a different class to Mikel Arteta. Different class. You see Santi Cazorla step up, taking free kicks, corners, left foot, right foot. Technically speaking, he's one of the most gifted players I've ever fucking seen play football, man. And it's sad that he's fucking getting these injuries, man. And it's pretty worrying for the future, really, because if you look at our midfield, the injury record going forward, it's just not good, man. Aaron Ramsey, he gets a lot of muscle injuries. Jack Wilshere, we know. Can you trust his fitness? No. Oxlade-Chamberlain gets a lot of muscle injuries throughout the season. He's starting to play in the middle, but can you trust his fitness? Not really, no. And now there's Santi. Dodgy Achilles. Can you trust him to play 30, 40, 50 games a season anymore? At 32 years old? I don't know, man. And the worst thing is, it's that type of injury, the Achilles one, because the type of player he is, he twists and turns so much. He's got such low centre of gravity where the Achilles, man, it's a bad injury to get for that type of player. So in the summer, we're going to have to go in there and get another midfielder because you genuinely cannot trust any of our midfielders' fitness. Coquelin gets injured too. El Nene's been getting muscle injuries. Xhaka's the only one. I don't think Xhaka's been injured this season, but you can't just have one midfielder that you can rely on for fitness, for fuck's sake. All that being said, Arsene Wenger gets a hell of a lot of stick, but fuck me. 15 million. Was it 15 or 16? I think it was 15 million for Santi Cazorla. That is a fucking bargain. Just like Alexis Sanchez for 35 million. Bargain. So credit where credit's due. Rob Holding, 2 million. Credit where credit is due. Bargain. But yeah, it's kind of worrying the fact that he's only played 11 games this season. From playing like 53 games 2 seasons ago to 11. That doesn't look good. I might make a little video sometime next week of 5 midfielders that we could bring in that can change our team, make us a bit more dynamic in there. It ain't going to be fucking unrealistic like, oh, just get Verratti, because we know that's not happening. Let's get Thiago. Never happening. Although those are the two, if I had to pick, I'm having one of them. I would have one of them. But yeah, I might make a video just 4, 5, 6 players that we could bring in, realistically speaking, that can come into the team and give us that little something. Sad state of affairs for Santi, but he's a player coming into the league. The man is 5'6". He's a fucking dwarf. No offence to any short people out there, but 5'6". I never thought you would see a player that small come to the Premier League, especially now he plays like centre midfield. He's in the heart of the battle in centre midfield, and he's the most important player in our team. I genuinely believe that. When he's not there, you don't move the ball as fast. Even him with Xhaka, he makes Xhaka a lot better. It's like the perfect partnership. That Watford away game, to me, that is Xhaka's best performance in an Arsenal shirt. There must be some type of highlights you can watch on YouTube or something. You just watch Xhaka in that game. Him and Cazorla as that tandem. It's perfect. So not having Cazorla there is kind of hindering Xhaka's game too. Because Cazorla's that type of player. You can play it to him under pressure and he's so confident and technically sound that left foot, right foot, he could turn out of situations like other players can't. He don't care if he has to go right, left, he can do everything. You know, Xhaka is a step slow. I know he's that deeper player now, but do you trust him to have the ball and be able to turn out of trouble quickly? He ain't really nimble, you know, he ain't got the quick feet that Cazorla does, and not having Cazorla there just makes such a big difference on the way we perform as a team. Like I said, he can burst past 1 or 2 with that little bit of acceleration and find that ball, especially from the deep areas. Ramsey don't do that. Oxlade-Chamberlain was doing it to a certain extent in some games, but even sometimes his passing is all over the place sometimes, Oxlade-Chamberlain. But that's to be expected. He hasn't played that much centre midfield. But Oxlade-Chamberlain's best games have come in centre midfield, to be fair. That AC Milan game when we played him centre midfield, the home leg, not the fucking away leg. Jesus Christ, that was shit. 4-0. Kevin Prince Boateng, fuck off. But yeah, that home leg, he was unplayable at times because he's that physical presence. How tall is he? 5'10", 5'11". He's a big boy, he's a bit of a unit, and he can shift. He has jets on him. But yeah, if there's a quote that sums up the Arsenal dynamics, Alexis Sanchez, he's the horsepower. He's the torque in the car. Santi Cazorla's the petrol. You need the petrol to run the car. I might put down a t-shirt and sell it. I don't think anyone will fucking buy it, but hey. I enjoy making random little videos about Arsenal, man. I could talk about Arsenal forever. I bore my friends saying the same thing every week at the pub, and they're sick of hearing it. I'm sick of fucking saying it, but fuck it. Life's a bitch, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. But yeah, who do you think is our most important player? Who do you think is our best player? I'm going to get the same type of names as Sanchez, Ozil, Cazorla. Yeah, that's it. See you later. Peace.